Welcome back to the little Welsh cottage here at the head of the Rhondda Valleys. I was having a very nice sleep when all of a sudden there was a bang at the door and I thought, yes, it's Tuesday. The fishman is coming. So either he's very early indeed or I've slept in. I completely forgot that I'd ordered a Waitrose order. So it's turned up and I know how much you love an unboxing. So we start off with some milk because I didn't want to wait for the milk from the farm to turn up because I am down to my last pint of raw milk. I've used it all up. What else do we have? We have two of these kefir drinks. Kefir, which I like in the morning. I've run out. So what I'm doing over the past few weeks is, rather than doing a large shop once a fortnight, once every 3 weeks, I've decided to try smaller shops. So I'm now having it every week, but with a lesser amount. And I'm finding doing it that way, one of the drawbacks is you tend to treat yourself more. You think, I'll have a little treat. So you end up having about 4 treats in a month, whereas before you would just have the one. Pop them in there. So I'll show you what today's treat is. Right, what's in the silky knicker bags? We have, I also like to check the dates as well, 13th. Friday the 13th. Rightio, I've got a week to eat them. One of my treats is a bit of sirloin steak, 25% off this week, so that's very good. Also, until I can bake my own bread, oh, the smell of this is gorgeous. Oh yes, that's fresh from the oven this morning. A loaf of sourdough. And talking about making bread, I've also bought 2 cartons of buttermilk because I'm going to make, what was it now? Soda bread. So the plan is, this bakery class that I'm going on, whatever I learn on the Friday, the week after, I will try to recreate in the kitchen here and make a video about it. So we've got that. Also got some skyr yogurt. I'll pop that to the back and keep the fresh one at the front. What else? See, so there's not a lot in this consignment. A Swede called rutabaga in America, and some mushrooms. And is that all? Oh, and these Actimels, which I quite like on a daily basis. So where can they go? Everything. I'm finding by just doing a small shop, everything's a bit tighter in the fridge rather than doing a big shop. Although I do have this onion in here, so that's taking up quite a bit of space. Yeah, so it's Tuesday, and the fishman comes around on a Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to having a nice bit of salmon. So I've got to find some space for salmon as well. Oh, and I forgot to show you. Now, I don't usually drink, but this popped up when I bought the beef. This popped up as a very good drink to have with beef. And I'm not even going to try and say the name of it. It's an Italian job. Can you see that? Is that in focus? But it's and I don't know anything about anything. All I know is that I prefer wine that has a cork in the top rather than a screw. And that is the question. Do I have a screw? I must have one somewhere, and if I don't, then I'll have to pop onto Amazon and buy one. But the description is all in Italian. It's been in an oak case for 18 months. It's a red colour with orange nuances and a complex aroma of wild berries, raspberries and violets. And that sounded quite nice to me, so I thought we'll give that a go. Now, where can I keep this now? Because white wine is chilled, red wine stays out. So we'll pop that by the side of the cooker, but not too close to the heat. Right, let's have a cup of tea and start the day. What's the time? It's 6:15. Now that autumn is here, it takes a while for the sun to come up. Right, let's have an Actimel and get my head together. This is very heavy. I have ordered a bag of potting grit, and today and tomorrow is when everything arrives for the new gardening season. Now, I ordered these pots and I thought they would be a lot sturdier than what they actually are. And maybe I should have just saved my money and got the Charles Dowden ones, because they are very thick. And I thought these were the same, that I could use them year after year. But anyway, I know for next time. Now, if you want to, when you start sowing seeds, you can put them all into the same compost. But what you find is you do get a better result if you buy the compost for the stage of the seedling that you're at. If you put a seed into a multi-purpose compost, it will work, but the plant will not be as good as if you started off in seed sowing compost, because multi-purpose has a lot of nutrient that the young seedling can't cope with at that age, whereas if you have a seed sowing compost, there's not as much feed in it, and then when you transplant it, you go into the next compost up, which has a bit more feed, and you build the plant up rather than it's like giving a baby a vodka. You'd start off with a bit of juice, and then when they get older, they then start going on to, when they're 16, they might have a bit of vodka then. If you can hear a spaceship in the background, it's because I'm doing a bit of washing. So this, I haven't used this one before. This is a new one on me. Jameson's to me were all about potatoes, but they've obviously gone into compost. Seed and planting compost. There you go. Right, the other thing I've bought, like I said, it is certainly a let's get ready for the year ahead type of a week. I have bought a wheelbarrow. So let's put it together. Right, let's get rid of this. Still need to sort that room out. One day it'll get done. Right, let me just move you backwards a bit. So when I was looking for wheelbarrows, I found them to be very expensive, like £60. And this one, I think, was 35, maybe 40 at the most. So I'll put a link to this on my blog, because I know somebody else asked me in the last video what type of wheelbarrow did I get. So I was a bit concerned about the depth of the barrow, and I thought, is that where... Oh right, I have to be careful. It's There's a grease coming off in my hand. Right, that's not as deep as I would like it, but it's good for the next year or two, and then maybe I might progress up. But the thing is, you don't want something huge to take up a lot of space. Oh yeah, my hands are completely covered in like a bit of grease. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it together in the house, because then I can use it to take everything down to the homestead. Right, let me put that there then, seeing as it's gonna be a messy task. See, with things like this, I prefer to be in the shop in order to see them. Okay, maybe we're finding out this is why it was so cheap. So if you are in the market, maybe wait until I've used this for a while. I do prefer a galvanized one to a plastic one. And I prefer a nice hard wheel as opposed to those ones that you have to keep pumping up all the time. Right, let's hope now this is a nice simple task. Ah, they've put a screwdriver in. That's very good of them. Right, those are the handles. Oh. Those are the handles, right. Look at that. That feels like a good Barrow. And now that I'm looking at it, I quite like that depth. Yes, that'll do me. That'll do me good for many a year. What will do me good now is a good cup of tea. Put all the heavy stuff down the front there, so that you're not having it all on your arms at the top. Put that compost in. Shove those pots to go down as well, and also all the daffodil bulbs. Well, I'm exhausted after that. There you go, look at that. Beautiful. Right, let's have a cup of tea. But first of all, let's wash this grease off my hands. Grease lightning. I wanna go grease lightning, you're burning up the quarter mile. Grease lightning, go grease lightning. Amber's out in the garden there. She's just over by the white door. And it is now 10 to 8. And it's starting to get dark already. So a few more bits for the garden have turned up. Miracle Grow, all-purpose premium compost, along with some perlite. A bag of vermiculite is due as well. And I've got this here because after you've put the seedlings into pots, you want the water to go up. So that is what I refer to as a bath. You fill this with water, you put your plant pots in, give them 20 minutes to get a good soak. And this, a bit of luck here. I ordered a bag of multi-purpose compost, but 2 of them have turned up, which is pretty good because they're about £12 each. So whoever is packing my delivery can't count, because it's not the first time that I've had 2 things when I've just ordered 1. And I've checked my bank account just to be sure, and yes, I've just paid for 1. So happy days. Right, it is coming up to 8 o'clock, and I think it's time to set the mood for the evening. Oh, nice cup of tea now. Settle down for the evening. Apparently tomorrow is going to be a very nice day, so I'm planning to get out and about to go for a walk. Now, some of my internet pals named Emma and Mr. Boaty, we've all decided to try and lose 2 stone for the good of our health. So we're having a bit of an informal competition amongst ourselves, and the prize, I think, is a pork pie. Only kidding. So I'll put a link to their videos and their channels below, and then you can check out how they are doing. So I'm doing nothing special. All I'm going to do is go to reduce the portions of the meals and walk more. because I've got the mountains on my doorstep here, but I haven't taken advantage of that in the last few months. So I will set the alarm and go for a morning walk, hopefully tomorrow. I would like to get to the point where I go out when it doesn't matter what the weather is, but you know, let's take it calm, take it steady, and for the first time, let's at least go out in the sunshine. But there is certainly a nip in the air, and I'm a bit concerned about my potatoes, to be honest, because Amber's just coming in behind the camera there, because my potatoes are growing really well and I don't want the frost to hit them. So I've bought some fleece and I will put that down on top of them just to protect them, but not lay them on top of the leaves, to build a frame. So if you put them on top of the leaves, there's still a possibility they could get, as we gardeners call it, touched by frost. And you don't want to be touched by frost. But there's certainly a nip in the air, and I've got the fire on tonight. Right, I'm going to enjoy a nice cup of tea. Beautiful. I'll catch up with you next time. So from me until then, bye for now.